My dearest Nazanin Boniadi, I am so proud of you and what you stand for. As an Iranian-American actress and as a human rights activist. We all go through dark times in our lives, one way or another. Feeling lonely, helpless, being afraid of the unknown, let alone living in isolation, on the verge of losing our job, our home, and, in the worst case scenario, our life. But I tell you how I deal with my anxieties, and this is something that I have learned from my early years in the UK, having left behind a revolution, trying to educate myself, studying and working at the same time. I was receiving devastating news from my birth country, Iran's post-revolution. Tortures, mass political murders, friends committing suicide, taking out their lives. I was on the verge of nervous breakdown. But then I decided to do something about it. So every time I received the bad news, I would force myself to visualize the best moments of my life in the past. I would sit in a corner and just keep thinking for a few minutes, trying to remember all those beautiful moments, visualizing grandma's happy ending bedtime stories, family gatherings, outing with my best friends in my teenagehood, having a crush on the guy next door, and the sensation of love in its early bloom saved me from going insane and doubting in myself. What added to my early anxieties was the 2 years suffering from panic attacks in the mid-80s when I was trying to establish myself in the US. This time, it took me 2 years to fully realize that there was nothing wrong with me, at least not physically, that it was all in the head, imagining the worst. God bless my neighbor, a lovely lady from Eastern Europe. She told me in her beautiful accent, "Darling, don't worry, it's all in the head." Guess what? I started doing the same thing, forcing myself to think of the positive aspects of my life, cruising by the glorious moments in the past, fantasizing an ideal future. I have learned a lot from my panic attacks, but the most precious one to me is the camaraderie between these people. Soon you learn how to take care of one another, how to care about one another. You feel obliged to pass on as much information as you have on this mental sickness. And as you beautifully mentioned, what is a life without service? Helping others will help us too to overcome our fears and anxieties. And what is a life without friendship and without all those precious moments where we truly care for one another unconditionally? On that note, I'd love to challenge my beautiful friends, Francis Fisher, Dominic Tipper, and Frankie Adams. Nazanin, please do send my love and regards to your friends at the Mental Health Coalition. Thank you all.